Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. Playing some... Geez, this deck needs some more lands. Oh my goodness, this is happening way too often. Blue-white Charbelcher. We will mulligan. We will keep this questionable hand. We will put our combo piece to the bottom, because we're desperate for lands. Opponent plays an island, and Certain Visions. Opponent leaves one on top, goes deeply in the tank, and passes. We draw blue cards we can't cast, pass the turn. With 20 lands, our mulligan rate has been super high with this deck. Opponent, playing Bug? Plays a Jace. Well, we can get rid of Jace at least as something. Sphere of Safety is a minute away from being relevant. So we'll get rid of the Jace, pass the turn. Breeding Pool, untapped. Painful Truce, down to 13, draw some cards. Come on, blue mana! Oh, jeez. Alright, well, it is blue mana. It doesn't help us this turn. I guess we have very few blue sources that come into play on tap there. We have 4 Prairie Streams, and that's the all of it. There's a blue source. Well, play Irrigated Farmland, pass the turn. I think we just want to leave up Mana Leak here. Next turn, we can maybe Lumbering Falls, or Spreading Seas and Lumbering Falls, and leave up Mana Leak. And if we catch this while our opponent doesn't have mana, it gets around the hexproof problem. Yes. Yes, please, with the Mana Leak. No thank you. Well, let's play a Mana Rock. Spreading Seas, I think just Lumbering Falls, since it's a creature land. Draw a land, play the land, pass the turn. Okay, well, for our rough start with mana, this is kind of developing. Our opponent hasn't stuck a threat yet. Liliana Death Majesty. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Reanimates Thragtusk. Is this like a weird Death Cloud deck? What is going on? Well, let's Spreading Seas the black source. Draw a card. Detention Sphere, the Liliana. So we're going to take a hit from the Thragtusk, but we can start locking things down next turn, hopefully. Opponent cracks their fetch. Opponent's deck is pretty spicy. Opponent gets in. 4-5. So we're down to 15. They also still have a handful of cards. Wouldn't be surprised if they have counters. Painful Truce, more card draw, good God. Man, our opponent's deck has a lot of cards I like. Thragtusk, Planeswalkers, Painful Truce. Not sure what the plan is for beating combo, but it's got a lot of cool cards. Maybe they have a bunch of counters we haven't seen. That would make sense. Opponent passes. Well, let's play Ghostly Prison. Play Ghostly Prison. There's counter number 1. Pass the turn. So, 1 Ghostly Prison, not going to do much here. Opponent's gotten a ton of mana. I guess they've just hit all their land drops because they've drawn a million extra cards. Dark Petition. This might be just a super bad matchup for us. Abrupt Decays our Ghostly Prison. Plays a Jace. And gets in. We're down to 10. Jeez, this is so bad. I mean, I guess we just Sphere of Safety. It doesn't save us, really. It's only making it cost 3 more to attack, and our opponent has bazillion lands. So it's not doing much. And our opponent can flip Jace, flashback Dark Petition or something. Yup. Jace flips. Abrupt Decay to get back to Liliana. Oh my goodness. Yup. Liliana coming back. Makes a zombie. Mills cards they didn't want to draw anyway. Looking pretty dead. Opponent gets in. Down to 5. 1 hit away from killing us. Pays for the Thragtusk. Yep. I mean, we have a slight chance of resolving Secure the Waste and chumping for a minute. Actually, let's start with Ghostly Prison. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's game. I mean, we can make a couple of tokens, but I don't even know what we're drawing towards now. Pass the turn. Well, that was brutal. And this deck probably needs about 5 more lands. Certain Visions for our opponent. Plays a Swamp. Dark Petition. I'm sure this is finding something that kills us. Sultai Charms the Sphere of Safety. Man, they have a lot of cards that are good against what we're doing. Serum Visions. I mean, I think it's scoop time. I don't even think there's a card in our deck that saves us here. Even if we... Yeah. There's just no cards that save us. Well, hopefully our sideboard has something for this bug deck. So we get to Chump Thragtusk. And that's all. And we draw something that doesn't matter. And we scoop it up. Whew. Alright. Okay. Sideboarding. Delay's not even a good counter here. Nodes isn't really good because our opponent doesn't have many creatures. Oh boy. Oh goodness. This might just be a close to unwinnable matchup. Our removal isn't good because our opponent has Abrupt Decays and Sultai Charms. Oh man. Our deck just lines up incredibly poorly with this. They have main deck ways to kill Endless Horizons, which is the nightmare. I like our opponent's deck. Opponent's deck's sweet. Our deck been getting a bit more questionable as we go along. Alright, we get to play first. Well, we've upped to 2 lands instead of our traditional 1-lander. This is still... Oh, man. We still can't do much with 2 lands. Opponent plays a Misty. Cracks it. Watery Grave untapped. And Certain Visions. Well, okay. Mana Rock is sort of something. Pass the turn. Opponent has Misty. Land? Alright, it's a land. I think we just Ghostly Prison. There's a lot of risk with Endless Horizon. We do have the combo in hand, if we can get it to resolve. Opponent gets a tap land. Swamp. Lost Legacy. Name's Rest in Peace. Not in our deck because... I don't know why. Our opponent gets to see the combo. Opponent passes. Well, I mean, I think we got to do it. If we get wrecked, we get wrecked. Endless Horizons. There's a real question as to... Oh, man. Whether we take all of our lands. I mean, I think we have to for the sake of the combo, but... The problem is if our opponent kills our Endless Horizons, then we lose all of our mana. Forever. So, get rid of all of our lands. Pass the turn. I guess that means we're going to be drawing non-lands, so that's something. If Horizons lives for like 2 turns, then we're pretty good, even if it gets killed. Because we can get, if we can get up to like 5 lands, then at least we can kind of cast everything. We'd like to be able to try to Charbelcher with Mana Leak mana up, ideally. Opponent passes. Alright, so we get a land. We'll just take Prairie Stream. Play Prairie Stream, pass the turn. Not going to just run out Charbelcher to likely doom. Next turn, at least we can try to defend it with Mana Leak. Breeding Pool for our opponent. Untapped. What is this? Cryptic Command. Well, I mean, we're going to spend our Mana Leak. I'm assuming our opponent has a plan for this, like another Cryptic. Inquisition. Yeah, this feels like Mana Leak check, and then they hit our Endless Horizons again. Or not. Okay. Well, Endless Horizons has sort of done its job. We've gotten 2 lands off of it. Play Prairie Stream. Play another Ghostly Prison. Pass the turn. Now we don't care too much if our Endless Horizons gets killed. Alright, there goes Endless Horizons. Opponent cracks Misty. Lumbering Falls. Well, I think we just pass and secure the waste. And that does give us a clock. And if our opponent taps out, maybe it lets us resolve a Charbelcher. Although we're 1 mana away from activating it right away. Dark Petition for our opponent. Alright, well, let's secure the waste. X5. Resolves. Well, go attacking. Since we drew a second Charbelcher, I think we just play Charbelcher and let our opponent counter it. Wouldn't be surprised if that's what they tutored for. Yep, Mana Leaks, Charbelcher. Watery Grave, tapped. We might just be able to win by attacking, though. Oh, dear. Seasons passed. Good. Good God. Yup. So that's what this is. This is a modern... Modern Seasons Past deck. And Sultai Charm means we don't get to win. We don't get to win with Charbelcher. Ooh, Mana Leak, though. Well, let's attack. That might be enough. We get in, hit our opponent, down to 2, play a second Charbelcher, and pass the turn. Oh, we're so... Man, if we got one more Mana Source. So our opponent has to not just kill our Charbelcher, but also not take 2 from our tokens. If they can do that, then we probably lose. Yep, they can take our Mana Leak. Mana Leak down. There's a Sultai Charm. We knew about that. Can they stop our soldiers? Plays a land. I guess they can Cryptic to tap for a turn. Is probably what they got to do. Yep, taps our team down, draws a card. More Journey to Nowheres. Alright, pass the turn. They still got to have an answer to our soldiers. Goes to 1, thinning the deck. They need a Damnation or other sweeper. Thragtusk, I guess, would also be very good if they drew into that. Oh, no. Yep. Dark Petition, and this is very likely game now. They have found all the answers, and now I don't even know if we have any outs. And a Jace. Well, we can kill Jace. I mean, at this point, I guess our best hope is to find another way to make tokens. So, Journey to Nowhere, get rid of the Jace. We're not especially close to dying, but we know they have Season Pass to draw into and get back all their stuff again and just keep this loop going. There's a Thragtusk. So now our opponent's up to 6. Not very close to dying. Opponent passes. We're just drawing all our Journey to Nowheres. Well, Sphere of Safety. Opponent found another Cryptic. Oh, man. Well, you can see the kind of the challenge of Endless Horizons, especially against decks that are playing main deck ways to kill it. If we had one more land, then we would have been able to just combo kill, but we were always 1 mana short thanks to our opponent being able to kill our Endless Horizons. But that said, this does feel like a hard matchup. Not many decks are actually going to have ways to kill it main deck. Especially not Sultai Charm. That's not a card that really is commonly played in Modern. More like Maelstrom Pulse sometimes against very specific decks, but sideboard, it gets a little sketchier. No attacks. We have a whole playset of Journey to Nowhere in our hand. Opponent's going to flash something back. Dark Petition. So the problem here, like, this is where we should scoop. Because our opponent can just keep looping for Seasons Past. It's going to take them a really long time to kill us, but there's not really a conceivable way of us winning from here, because they just keep getting all this stuff back from the graveyard. And this combination of stuff answers everything we can possibly do. So there's just... Yeah. So I don't think there's really any reason to continue to play. Like, even though we're at 20, it's going to take our opponent a few turns to kill us because they got to pay for Ghostly Prisons. But we're quite literally drawing dead. I mean, we'll draw one more time, but there's not cards in our deck that change it. Journey to Nowhere on the Thragtusk. Journey to Nowhere on the Thragtusk token. Yeah, our deck just matches up really poorly with what our opponent's doing. Pass the turn. Cracks their fetch. Gets a land. Alright. Yeah, I mean, there's Nissa's renewal. There's no way we can win from here. It's not an early scoop. There's literally no possible way we can win that game, so even though we're at 20, it's the time. Whew! Well, that is a rough matchup for us. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, take a second and click that like button down below. It's a great way to help support the channel for free. And you can find the next video in the playlist right here.